The atmosphere is incredible.
Nothing like a
Incredible.
college game. And they weren't playing a big thing team. Nothing like a college football game.
Incredible atmosphere. I was high-fiving people I didn't know. I was hugging on other dudes' necks, man. We were hyped. It was the best experience. We did the war chant. I experienced my first war chant. Oh my god, everything about it. The everything, the tradition of college football. So Carlos, without further ado, sir,
Yeah, this
I'm
is
going to be taking my fan base for this season and beyond to none other than hello, everyone, and welcome to the BeardZone Sports Talk College Edition. My name is David. I got Carlos, and that is right. You heard it. The BeardZone College Corner is officially back. We are excited. I know Carlos is excited about it as well. He is our college guy. But do us a favor before we get into this. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. That's the best way to continue to support us this off or this not off season. I was so used to saying off season.
all
We're in
right.
football season now, man. Get your game face on. But Carlos, in the NFL, we had the Jalen Carter, Dak Prescott, whole thing. So, and I mean, that was that was something that broke the headlines. But now, just this past week, we have Brendan Bett going ahead and spitting at Cole Skinner during the Gators USF game, putting the USF Bulls in field goal position to end up upsetting the Gators in the swamp. Carlos, let me know how you feel.
What an idiot. I mean, so everybody thinks Carter was the first one, but this is a team they should beat. I mean, USF's a pesky team. Not putting them down. They play hard. The Bulls have always been that type of team. But my God, man, what is going on? You're up winning. They're driving. Your defense is, kind of in there, and then you just decide to right in front of the refs. And it's such a disrespectful act. And even his teammate immediately grabbed him and was like pushing him and like, you idiot. And it gives the Bulls what they needed to get down for Grammatica to kick the easy field goal. I mean, it was like kicking an old school extra point, but it's just a major blow to their program. It's going to send so many distractions their way. They already this one lady said if she would have won the Powerball, she would have taken her winnings to buy out Billy Napier's contract to get him fired.
I
And
saw that.
that's
I
so
saw
great.
that and I thought that was hilarious. She was like, I would spend the first so many million to get Billy Napier out of here. And I'm like, dang.
She is committed, but it's a loss the Gators should never suffer. That's a good tune-up game. They always start with
Yeah.
some kind of a high school team, but you get into that game, you win. They got LSU this weekend. You're probably going to chalk that up as a loss for them, and to make it worse, they paid USF $500,000 to come up and play to lose in that fact. I mean, it's just it. I don't know. I mean, they want to blame a lot on the head coach, but that just has to kind of be a character issue and maybe heat of the moment. We can kind of chalk it up to that. But I guess when you go to spit on somebody, I've never felt the need to spit on anybody
Listen,
in any heat of
my
the moment.
no, and my whole thing is the heat of the moment. And the heat of the moment, I go back to the LeGarrette Blunt incident years ago. Remember when he punched the dude? It's just like, okay, that's the heat of the moment. And that was probably well deserved because some people just need to get smacked in the mouth every once in a while. But to spit on another person, I just don't understand it. It's not acceptable anywhere, especially not on the football field, and especially not when you're trying to fight off a team who you should be dog walking, and now you just gave them the free kick to go ahead and add insult to injury and beat you there in your home stadium. I don't understand it. I really don't. Maybe it's this new thing that's going around, with the next generation. I have no idea. I can promise you this though, Carlos. If my kids ever if I get a report that my kid ever spit on someone, yeah, they're getting their ass kicked. I mean, plain and simple. I
No,
don't I don't understand it.
I don't either. And it's such a proud program with their fan base is very, it's
Yes.
Go Gators, and that's how
Yeah.
you say hello up there in Gainesville. They don't say hello; they say Go Gators. So I
Yeah.
guess maybe now as you walk by, they just spit on each other. But it's a
Yeah.
weird Gainesville thing.
Give them
But
that little hawk tua and spit on that thing. You know what I mean?
it's back. She's back.
She's back. She's back.
She's
So,
back.
but now the Gators have to face LSU. I think I don't know if they're going to be able to
I
face up against LSU, man.
no. I think it's the Gators are in for a little long haul. They've got a stretch of games that I thought they would be better. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it's I don't know. Maybe they were looking past the Bulls to the Tigers, but that was the team they shouldn't have looked past because now they've got Chip Kelly. He's eyeballing them to take them down. He's not going to let up on them, and then after that they get Miami. So I mean they're just, and then they start their SEC play. It's not looking good for them.
Not going to be a fun year. Looks like that it's going to be a long road for the Gators, and I was actually really excited for them. You know, as a person who has no commitment to one school until today, that is right. Little teaser. You know why you're here. That is right. I'm going to be making my official commitment announcement at the end of this episode. So be sure to stay tuned. All right. Share this video with your family and friends. It's going to be a good one. But with Lagway, man, I was really excited for him. I was excited. I had high expectations for him. I had high hopes for him this year. And it just feels like that this entire season is now flatlined. And it's kind of like, okay, well, what are we going to do, come transfer portal? New head coach probably is in the works now. So it's just like what could have been a really good year for the Gators is unfortunately just completely halted to an abrupt stop in only week 2 of the college football season. It's unfortunate, but hey, shout out to the USF Bulls getting a dub, getting their second win of the year, and now they're on their way. The revenge tour continues to face your Miami Hurricanes this week, and they're probably going to lose. I think it's going to stop pretty soon. I don't see your Miami Hurricanes losing to USF Bulls. But let's talk about that game now, Carlos, because I know that you have that marked on your calendar, sir.
Yeah, it's like one of those games you're like, better watch out. But Miami handled them very well last year. It to the point where one play, Cam literally yelled at the defensive goal line, "We're going right there." Multiple times, we're going right there, and he's telling them to show like, "Hey, there's nothing you can do to stop us." But yeah, I mean, the Bulls they're a pesky team. Everything runs through Byron Brown. Like he's their guy. Like he's leading the team in rushing. He's their quarterback. So he does everything for them. So as long as Miami, he's going to be a guy that's going to move around a lot. He's going to run, but he hasn't. I mean, here's the thing: the Gators got they've got a defensive lineman that's probably going to go first round. So they've got players, but I don't think he's seen anything like these bookends that are coming with Ruben Bain, Mesidor. Like Mesidor's finally healthy, and Ruben Bain is just. He's a top 10 pick next year. The kid's not going to be hanging around. So it'll be interesting. I think it's a good. I mean, Carson Beck's had the test already against Notre Dame, which was a great test. What we would like to see from Miami is things that they didn't do last year. The intensity. They played Bethune-Cookman, which is a game they schedule every year. There's a partnership between those two teams. So it's not when people say, oh, they're playing Bethune-Cookman, they actually give money to the school to help them. There's a joint school thing that they do there. So it's real nice. But Miami in the past, that killer instinct would go away for these types games for like Bethune, and they didn't. They took it to Bethune-Cookman. They could have put up 80, but they ran the ball a lot, did some very generic plays. But I think this year, I don't think Cristobal lets this intensity from the Hurricanes go away. I think they're going to come out and they're going to put it on the Bulls. I don't see it's going to be a fairy tale ending again for them.
Yeah, and that was something that I remember as a spectator from, a close spectator to a Miami fan last year. That was something that you just continue to say over and over again, like, hey, they're not finishing games. They're not putting their foot on the throat. They're getting ahead. They're dominating, and then for some reason or another, they kind of let off the gas a little bit. And I know that that was a big frustration, but it doesn't appear that that's going to be this year with the Hurricanes. I want to ask you a question. You go from Cam Ward, number one pick overall to the Tennessee Titans, had a rough start against the Denver Broncos. We kind of talked about that in our NFL Week 1 recap. You can go and check that video out. It's our Monday video, so it's a couple videos back. But Cam Ward, he's going to be a good quarterback in the NFL. He's going to transition well. You have now a quarterback who we all thought was going to go into the draft last year, but decided to stick around, go down to Miami, get a payday, which congrats to him. And now he's earning his money for sure. I've liked what I've seen from Carson Beck, but from a Miami fan, is there anything that you want to see Carson Beck do that you haven't seen yet?
I mean, he to come out of the gate against Notre Dame, and Notre Dame has a very good secondary. That is a good football team. And to see that physicality, I don't think they were ready for that Notre Dame game for the quarterback to run like he did. I just didn't think, they had Riley Leonard last year who did that for Notre Dame, but I don't think they saw it for this kid. So I think it caught him off guard a little bit. But I think Beck, he's enjoying football again. And I actually had a Georgia Bulldog fan ask me. He's like, I think he's going to stink, and look what he did with Georgia. One thing, he had a girlfriend issue, and women can throw men off sometimes, and she did that. And his football team dropped a lot of footballs. Carson Beck, there is the one thing that he did it that happened to him at Georgia that I don't want to see him at Miami. And the announcer said it during their Notre Dame game. Put a ton of pressure on him, and he will make the mistake. And he mentioned it during the C.J. Daniels, that one-handed catch of the year grab. I thought it was a great throw. Now, it's a risky throw, but the great ones make risky throws. Like, you don't go, nobody's ever said, well, Pat Mahomes is very conservative. No, he's putting balls in place. Yeah, so it was, he knows C.J. Daniels. He knows what his wide receiver can do, and the guys made back-to-back weeks great catches. But I want to see how he handles more pressure that's put on him, which is tough because he's got a great offensive line, man. He's got a guy in Francis Magnolia that's going top. He's top 10, maybe top 5. The Dolphins better draft this guy if they're going to suck this bad. He's a starter. Their offensive line is fantastic. It was fantastic for Cam, and there's a possibility it got better for Carson Beck. So they got one little hole at left tackle, the big Tank Dell there, but we'll see. I want to see him handle more pressure. I guess I don't. I don't want to see the offensive line give up pressure, but I just want to see how is he going to take it up another level, when it comes to leading this team. So it looks like he's got a good grasp on it, but we're going to see. I know the Bulls are going to come put up a fight.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, a quarterback's best friends is their offensive line, and Carson Beck has a lot of good best friends there down in Miami. Let's stick on the Notre Dame topic, though. Carlos, before we get into the matchup with Texas A&M this week, which I know I am very excited to see. I know you're excited to see it. This is one game this weekend that I think all college football is excited to see because there's really still not a whole lot. I mean, these are kind of the, bye week, so to speak, for more of the powerhouses, even when they do play. But Notre Dame, Texas A&M. But before we get into that, Carlos, yay or nay on the new Notre Dame Fighting Irish logo?
It's always nay. It's a stupid logo. Come on. And Miami players even hit that. They got the big sacks and they give them the old, come on, stop. The little leprechaun would kick that thing to the moon, man. As a Hurricane fan, there's nothing I like about Notre Dame. Nothing.
As well, hey, you know what? And that's the beauty of college football. So, but Carlos, Texas A&M, it's a tough place to play. It's not easy. I believe that they call it the home of the 12th man there as well. So the Aggies, they seem to be right on the brink every single year. They seem to be right there in the mix at the end of the year, and then they end up falling off. Can this be the year? This is a good test with Notre Dame. Do you see Texas A&M getting the dub?
No,
Mm.
I think Notre Dame's going to take it. I think they've had a week to prepare, or they had a time off to get everything going. I tell you where Notre Dame messed up against Miami is they had a running back that is cream of the crop, man, and Jeremiah Love. This guy, I don't know why they abandoned him. He is a great running back. Other than the guy cannot stay on his feet, he loves to try to hurdle everybody, and I don't get it. He doesn't want to play football very long.
I
It's
noticed that.
ridiculous. Yeah, it's
I did
ridiculous.
notice that. Scary.
Yeah, yeah. I think they got to get him more involved. The guy can catch. He can run. He's powerful. Just somehow, how do you keep him on the ground level so he doesn't catapult? But I'm curious. I am curious to see how their starting quarterback. Was the first game like? Is he going to keep playing well? He did play very well with CJ Carr. I want to see if he keeps that trend going for them. But I expect that defense to be a little bit better than it was against Miami. I felt like Texas A&M's line is not going to be as good as Miami's. And Miami dominated the line of scrimmage, and I think you're going to see Notre Dame do that against Texas A&M. And they got a young quarterback with the Aggies. I mean, the kid's only a sophomore in Reed, but he's like he does it all. He runs, he passes. So I feel like they're going to put some pressure on him and see what this young kid can do under pressure.
Yeah. And I do have to make a correction. They are actually not playing in Texas A&M. They're going to be at home with the Notre Dame. And Notre Dame over the last 34 seasons has a point, pretty much a 75% win percentage at home. So it's going to be a tough one on the road for the Aggies. I know that the Fighting Irish are looking to bounce back after, a brutal loss there in week one, a couple weeks ago against the Miami Hurricanes, as you said. But Carlos, let's finish up here before we get to why we are all here tonight. I know that you're excited about it.
I'm
But
so curious. I have no idea. I'm on pins and needles here.
I know, man. I like to keep you on edge, though. It keeps you young, Carlos. I want you around for a long time, sir. So, but we have the Georgia Bulldogs, and they are going to be facing up against the Tennessee Volunteers this week. Now, you have Nico. He left Tennessee. He's having a little bit of issues over there in UCLA now, right? Did I quote that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
So,
a
and but how do you like this Georgia Bulldogs Tennessee Titans Tennessee Volunteers game coming up?
it's curious because Tennessee, they both played very small schools last week. Tennessee put it on their school, 70 plus points, no hesitation. Georgia had a hard time with Austin Peavy, and I don't even know. I thought that was a guy on the team. I thought that was a punter named Austin. So they struggled. I mean, I get it. Maybe they just, hey, we're going to run left, run right. Now's the game plan. But the old Georgia teams put up 60, 70 points on them. They're just that
Yeah.
much stronger when it comes to the line of scrimmage. And I didn't see that. And it's kind of like with Clemson last week against Troy. These small schools were kind of holding their own. So it's going to be curious. Man, I don't know. It's a road game for Georgia. So right now, technically, Georgia's the edge, but I think I'm going to go with Tennessee on this with the upset. I like Aguilar, their quarterback. Stockton's not bad. He just hasn't thrown a lot of touchdowns. They've been running relying on their defense run ball. And honestly, they haven't played anybody. I mean, their schedules of, I think week one they played Monroe.
Yeah.
They haven't been tested at all. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna give, because of home field advantage, the Vols are due for that big win, and I think we're gonna see Tennessee take this one.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see Joey Aguilar because, like you said, this is going to be a good, true test for him against that Georgia Bulldogs defense. But so far, man, the kid has been lighting it up. 535 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, with almost the perfect 69 percentage passer, completion percentage. So
Well, he had a good game against Syracuse, so they've already played
he
somebody
did.
that it's in a Power Four conference. So, and I'm not liking that. I don't like when. I mean, technically, Georgia's maybe been prepping for them for 3 weeks, so maybe that gives them an advantage. But I just something tells me that the Volunteers are going to win this one. Plus, I got my work. My bosses are big Volunteer fans, so hopefully that puts them in a good mood.
Hey, boss, how's it going?
Hey,
I do
boss,
not
go
blame you for that.
balls!
I do not blame you. I'm going to go opposite though with you. I want to see a good game from Joey Aguilar. I'm excited to see what he does, but I think Georgia gets the dub here. I think they kind of tightened things up after the weird win last week. And they kind of tighten the reins a little bit and get after this Tennessee team. So I think they're going to be putting a lot of pressure on Joey Aguilar. I think they'll get to him early. But I am excited to see it, but not as excited as this moment right now, Carlos.
Oh, man, my palms are sweaty.
The moment has come now, Carlos. I do have a
This
little
ain't
bit of a
water.
story that I want to tell. I want to have a little bit of the story. So, for all of you who are new here, for the BeardZone podcast, welcome. Hey, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you guys. We're just fans talking the game that we love, and we love to talk with other fans about this game that we love. We love the trash talk. We love the camaraderie, the family, and everything that football brings people together. And Carlos, that's what I experienced this Saturday, sir. I have a good friend of
Whoa,
mine.
whoa, 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 whoa.
I have a good friend of mine. Carlos, I experienced my first college football
Oh, you
game.
told me no. Oh my God. Go ahead, finish.
I experienced my first college football game this Saturday. I have a good friend up north that had an extra ticket to the game here. Now, I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it. There were some questions that I wasn't going to be able to make it. I didn't really want to go. I wanted
That's
to stay,
that's the good Lord
you know,
talking to you.
you know, but I decided to go. I decided to go. I made the trip up north. And Carlos, without further ado, no, actually, I got there. The atmosphere is incredible.
Nothing like a
Incredible.
college game. And they weren't playing a big thing team. Nothing like a college football game.
Incredible atmosphere. I was high-fiving people I didn't know. I was hugging on other dudes' necks, man. We were hyped. It was the best experience. We did the war chant. I experienced my first war chant. Oh my god, everything about it. The everything, the tradition of college football. So Carlos, without further ado, sir,
Yeah, this
I'm
is
going to be taking my fan base for this season and beyond to none other than FSU. Fear the spear. Let's freaking go. We're going to have a nice little rivalry on the BeardZone Sports Talk. Let's go, Seminoles. I
let me
am
tell
so
you.
excited.
Let me tell you. There's life. Disappointments come in moments that are so disappointing. This is one of the most disappointing moments I've experienced, that you're going to go against the arch rival of these guys right here. All right, I see what we're doing here. I see what we're doing.
Fear the spear, sir. It was awesome. Carlos, but with all jokes aside, seriously, nothing can beat an atmosphere like that. I've never been in an atmosphere quite like that. I mean, it truly did feel like a family. Like,
Well,
honestly, it did.
well, I can tell you, I've been on that field. Uh, that field ruined my football career. So I have. There's a good chance there's going to be some violence when we meet up again. But it's a great. I'm glad you got to experience that college football games, and when they are like rivals, when you get to those rival games, Miami FSU, Miami Notre Dame, Florida FSU, and then of course Florida, Georgia, and Jacksonville. There's just nothing like it. Pro games don't do it, man. There's just nothing like college. There's still that loyalty of like, doesn't matter, man. It
Let me
just
tell you
doesn't
something.
matter.
I felt it coming into, like, I was walking up to the stadium. We had a park. We had a little bit of a
Oh
hike to the
yeah.
stadium. And as I'm walking, all the fans, all the college kids, young, naive, having fun, all the drinking, I mean, dude, it smelled like a middle school locker room. It was unreal. But I mean, man, walking up to that stadium, I could feel the energy. I could feel the excitement come into my body. I get into there and we are on the end zone. We're the second row up. And dude, it was a fantastic game. Like I said, the energy was unreal. And by the second quarter, I looked over at my buddy and I said, I got my team. I have my team. I am officially a Florida State Seminole fan. And now, sir, October 4th is going to be a very good day for both of us.
Yeah,
There is going to be.
That should be a night game. Hopefully, both teams keep up their winning, and the FSU quarterback's cocky. I got to keep it PG. So we look forward to cracking the spear in half. If you go back, so now that you've adopted this, go back and look at some of the history of this rivalry. It is insane to really where they throw the spear down and the Miami mascot ran out there and took it, broke it. Look, it gets
Dude,
gets dicey. It's a rivalry like no other, man.
I was told that I need to buy tickets for that Miami game because it's in Florida State.
It is, but I lived there for a while. Like I said, I even went to school there. I went on a recruiting trip to Florida State. I mean, it's a good story. Derek, got to meet Derek Brooks. So it's a shame that you picked that team. I'm really disappointed in you.
Carlos, all I have to say, sir, is that last year we were talking about going to a Miami Hurricanes game, and it just never happened. So you had every opportunity to give me my first college football experience.
That's true.
And I probably would have gone Hurricanes, to be honest with you.
That's true.
But the Florida State Seminoles, it was destiny. I am a Florida State. It was so funny because my daughter, so they had Spirit Week this week, and Monday was hat day. So I gave her this hat, and her teacher is a Gator fan.
Oh, she got beat up by the teacher? Nice.
and the teacher, I don't know, man. I got like some like weird note come back that says that, she's no longer allowed in class and she's been causing a lot of problems. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but
did the teacher spit on her?
And with that, we come full circle in this episode. We started the episode with a spit. We're going to end it with a spit. Fear the spear. You're going to throw up the U. I'm going to go ahead and chop the spear. It's going to be a fun year this year. I'm excited for this rivalry now, Carlos. This is why you tune into the BeardZone Sports Talk, because now there is a true, deep-rooted rivalry between these two guys here on camera, and I know that you're ready to get into the fights down there in the comment section. So come on, you keyboard warriors. Show up for this episode. Get in each other. Tell them how much they suck, and let's have a hell of a college year. Until next Wednesday.